Hello, my name is Justinas. I'm from Vilnius University of Applied Science. VIKO is one part of development team. Our mission is create the front-end part. In this presentation, I will talk about how the project was developed of the programmer side and what challenges front-end developers have. Before developing the KABADA tool, the first step was data analysis. This task was performed by the project partners. In particular, a team of researchers performed market analysis, analyzed many different business plans. After this task, describe the criteria of the systems and provide what data the system will need to collect and what data the system will need to display. Design and programming are interrelated process. Some designing and others programming. We use the Scrum project management methodology to manage this process. The development of the tool was consist into sprints. Each sprint had a specific purpose. For example, the implementation of the industry data part. How looks one sprint? The development process starts with a vision that the user interface should look. The user interface designer create the first prototype, which is evaluated of researchers science team. If some updates are needed, then the user the final user interface design can start to develop a screen with all logic. After development process, we have a testing phase. KABADA system is going to be of two separate parts. One part is backend, another one is frontend. Backend part API that will hold all system information. We save all information in database. In front-end part will be web application, accessible Internet Explorer browser. That will be a graphical user interface to the data stored in the backend. Since the backend is going to be separate from its user interface, the system could be easily integrated to other systems or be extended without interfering the currently working systems. System is going to be development using solid principles, so it could be easily extended and maintained our system. All necessary algorithms ensuring system security are also going to be implemented. Now I can talk about technologies, what we use it in our system. Backend team work with C# programming language using MSQL database to manipulate data. So C# and MSQL are most popular environmental to create backend part. Front-end team works with React.js. It is a free and open source front-end JavaScript library. With React.js using and design framework, who helps to create some components who implemented in our system. And finally, we use a Python programming language to create the artificial intelligence part. The development team consists of 3 different small teams: front-ender team, backenders, and user interface designer. Front-ender developers create web applications. Backend team create logic with all data moving between front-end and backend. User interface designer create graphical interface elements according to the requirements set by a team of researchers. Front-end team take it a user interface model and write web application code to implement model into web in the web. You can see in this one example, in left side is expectations of designer. He is create some graphical interface. So he create a new business plan model design. After that, a front-end developer take it this model and create the same model screen in the website. So on the right side, you can see code example how looks one small component in this model screen. By the way, when user press create button, create plan button, the model form get data from backend. It is mean when push create plan button, front-end side send a few requests to get information from database. So in picture, you can see two lines. Upper line means send request. Bottom line is return data from database. There was agreement between the backender programmer and the front-end programmer that the front-end programmer describes the specification. This means what information needs to retrieve it to website app and what information needs to store to the server. This slide shows an example of what information is sent to the server when a form is filled out. For example, using post new plan request. This request send data into server. You can see what data is sending to the servers. Its title, activity ID, country ID, image, and language ID. When server gets this data, then it's stored into a database. Now I talk about a few challenges from the front end part. A good practice in the system design and development is for all parts of system to store information in their own services. This step ensures faster and more secure system operation. KABADA uses industry macroeconomics data from Eurostat to implement Eurostat data. We had two options: download all data to our servers or use third-party APIs. We choose the second option, as the first option would have required a regular download of data from Eurostat, and we need to refresh our database. Therefore, the third-party APIs need to be used in this case. After analysis of the structure of Eurostat data, I analyze JSON files and take the most important values where I use it in the calculations. I get the final results. So in industry data part, you can see this chart, and all data is getting from Eurostat database. Okay, another one challenge is artificial intelligent implementation. How do I get an artificial intelligence suggest? The first, the user press the artificial intelligent button in the application, and at this moment a request is sent to server. And the server in the backend part side, server get data from the database and send this data into artificial intelligence server. And then artificial intelligence return compute some suggestion and return in front-end part. You can see example how it looks. Front-end developer have to task. First is generate I hint text message in the left picture, and the second task, when user accept with the suggestion, it's need to add suggestion values in the modal form. After comparing the data between the values selected by the user and the value suggestion by the artificial intelligence part, the values are not selected by the user, added in consumer model. In conclusion, I would like to mention that this project has provided a lot of knowledge and experience in the development process. I involve a few students from VIKO in programming task, and they are happy to gain experience in the real projects. So it's all from my side.